So I decided to make this video. Online I kept seeing how people were bullied. They would tell their story. Um, Not by making a video. I've been seeing people just like type out, maybe on Facebook, and they would just write on how they were bullied. I want to make a video about it, um, about my life. Um, I was bullied, I was harassed, and I was sexual harassed. Like, I was harassed, sexual, so, because I'm female. I'm gonna go back. Um, it, well, kindergarten was fine. It's when I got to first grade. So I have a disability called auditory process disorder, and I misunderstand people. Uh, it can scramble in my head. Uh, I'll hear a different noise, like I'll only hear that noise instead of somebody talking, or I just don't hear the person. But yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 8 years old, so, right? I think it was 8. 4 or 8. Whatever. But, they knew there was something wrong, so yeah. And I get retested, and I got retested, like, a couple years ago. I still have it. It's still the same. It's not going to change. I still have an auditory process disorder. It's a brain processing problem. And in first grade, yeah, you could tell I had a disability and everything. And I still remember there were girls behind me, and they were making fun of me the whole time. And I was a very quiet person. I didn't really talk. So it just, I allowed it. And I look back and I'm thinking, I wish I would have said something to the teacher. I wish I would have said something. But I didn't, because, didn't even tell my parents. So, yeah, that's really hard because I still remember that. Because wow, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional with that. So then I transferred schools because I needed to be in smaller classes. Oh, I didn't think so. I was a different elementary. It's like still the same high school district, but it was the same, like a different elementary school. Um, I needed to be in smaller classes because when the teacher talks and I hear other people talk, it bothers my auditory process disorder. So I have a hard time listening to the teacher. Yeah, I was up front the whole time, but yeah. So I went to this other school, and there are stairs, and I am afraid of heights. I can force myself going up the stairs, but going down, no, I can't do that. My balance is off. So I had to get help going up, going downstairs, and there's no elevators in this school. This school's no longer there because there's no, but, I got bullied because I had to get help going down the steps, So I had a lot of students. I had a student try to push me down the steps without anybody helping me. That was not a good feeling. Imagine being so afraid of going down the steps and someone pushing you down the steps. Yeah, I was pushed down the steps. But luckily I caught myself and I didn't fall. And I was so freaked. You know how you have your heart goes like this? That's how my whole body was just warm because I was so afraid of it. I mean, I was able to get down the steps the rest of the way, but I was so afraid. I never reported him. Should have. And yeah. But I look at him now and I just shake my head and it's like, you were such a rotten kid. Now I'm not even gonna tell what he is now, but no, I'm not even gonna get into all that. Let me think. First grade. Oh, and then 5th grade. Now this is a teacher of mine. I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to bring up any names. But 5th grade, I decided to play percussion. I played drums. I was actually thinking about playing flute, but then I changed my mind. It's like, no, I want to play percussion. So, I wanted to play percussion, and this teacher of mine says, you should play flute. That's more of a girl's instrument. And I said, no, I'm good. I want to play percussion. And there was always these smart comments about me playing percussion, being a girl, and I ignored it. I didn't get a lot of good parts. I didn't get like good parts. I always I wanted to play snare. I wasn't allowed to play snare, and yeah, you just. And then I started noticing there were like, let me like there were like, I wanted to play this. Oh no, he got it. He knows what he's doing. And going down to practices, it's like, no, you're not going down. It was just like they were holding me back to play, and it was just like, you gotta be kidding me. It's because I'm a girl. No one else had that special treatment. I'm not calling it special treatment. That's yeah. And then when I was in 6th grade, we went to the school because they had this music concert. They wanted to put like 6th grade, 7, like just to show how, what's it like to play at the high school and everything like that, just like a band thing. So they had 6th graders going down to the high school and playing with the high school teacher, and he was teaching us. And being the only girl percussionist, there was a day that I had to get my stuff, and I was in different classes than other people, and the teacher told the students, Sam's coming, tell the bus driver to wait. And they're like, oh, okay. And when I went down, the bus was already gone. And I'm like, the bus is gone. And the teacher's like, I told them to wait. I got my parents to pick me up at the school and drive me to the high school. When I get there, they knew they were going to say something to the bus driver. They never did. They're like, ha, you missed the bus. And I'm like, you were supposed to tell them to wait. They're like, we're not telling the bus driver. It was just like, really? When I was there, I also played basketball. And, I mean, there was a girl team, guys. It was a girl team. Oh, my God, I got it. People, started saying, you have a disability, you shouldn't play sports, you shouldn't play. And I'm like, it's an auditory process disorder. Like, really, people, God. I understand. I'm not, I understand things. I can play. It's a brain processing problem. That's it, And, people think people with disabilities they can't do things. They just do it a different way. Everybody learns a different way. But I ended up quitting basketball because I got bullied like crap. I was being pushed around. They called me names. I thought, that's school, whatever. I actually had a girl punch me. We ended up, yeah. The girl was, so I'll tell about this. This girl got me into a corner and started punching me. No reason, just started punching me. And I punched her back for self-defense. And, it scared her. She didn't talk to me again. I hit her really hard. I didn't knock her out or anything. I hit her hard, because it was for self-defense. She did stop after. Well, not really stop. She actually kept punching me. But, teacher saw it. never reported. I ended up telling my parents what happened. My parents are the ones who reported. The teacher kept quiet about it. I talked to the principal. They brought the girl in, and they were like, well, "What did you do?" And then she admitted that, yeah, she punched me first. Why? And there was no reason. And if I had to go back in time, I wouldn't change it because something happened afterwards. When there was a recess, and I remember two of my good friends, I still talk to them. They came up to me and said, they actually thanked me because they were being bullied by her. And they said because that I, stood up and I punched her, that she won't even touch them, that she won't even go near them, that she's now afraid of me. I actually stopped them getting bullied. And I mean, if I had to go back, it would have been. It would have been different, but I don't want violence. I don't want any of that. But I did what I did. I can't change it. But I just remember them saying, yeah, they were bullied by her, and because that I punched her. She had me in a corner. What am I supposed to do? Let her just beat me up? And we got 3 days out of school. We had, come back. I didn't get expelled. It's a suspension. And I heard she only got 1 day. And I'm like, how'd she get just 1 day? Well, it's because the principal is her uncle. So she got the special treatment. But no, she started talking to me when I was in high school, and I talked to her nice, things happened in the past, kids being kids, I don't know. But we talked a little bit, but she was afraid of me. And I was like, I talked to a point where I'm like, whatever happened in the past is past, this is now. I'm not gonna hit you, I'm not gonna punch you, you're the ones who came to me. And we talked a little bit. She was cool and everything like that, but we never really like became friends or anything. We talked type thing. Yeah. Then high school came. There were on percussion, like playing percussion. There were two other girls with me, and the rest were all guys. I played. I wasn't the best percussionist. I can't really sight read music. That goes back where they didn't want to teach me. I had, teachers didn't want to teach me because I was a female. But I did my best. I made it, in high school, I made it to win ensemble. Made it to honors band. Now, this is a story about honors band. So I tried out for honors band. I made it. They only took 10 of us, and I made ninth chair, which, I didn't know how to play timpani, but I attempted it. I tried my best. One of the teachers called the school and said it must be a mistake that I got in. Oh, it was a mistake. And none of their center snare people made it through. And they said it's not a mistake. And I had my music teacher get this teacher and make him apologize to me. And I said, I don't accept your apology. Now, bullying, teacher bullying me, students bullying me, So, throughout school, I was used to it. I was used to people bullying me. And, I had people trip me in the hallway, carrying my books, going to class. I had people push me, but I kind of just, I had friends, people knew me as a good, good person. I had some people stand up for me, but, I just kept to myself and, I was in band. Um, I knew I wasn't the best percussionist, but I tried my best. Because honestly, you get teachers that tell you, you know, you should play flute. That's more of a girl instrument. They're not going to teach you that well. But I've learned. I mean, I made honors band. I made wind ensemble. I was in percussion ensemble. I was in marching band. I mean, I was very, very good. I mean, once once I had the music down, that was good. I like to memorize the music. I was that person that likes to memorize the music. Um, I do read music. I know how to read music. Um, there's just some instruments that I just can't sight read music. It's like mallet percussion. I know where all the notes are. I know how to read it. I just can't read it that fast. So like that kind of sight reading music. I can sight read snare, bass drum, just not mallet percussion stuff. I can go in there and just write all the notes, and once I have all the notes in, I'm fine. But I try to be really good. Yeah, in marching band, I played. I was in the front ensemble, so I did sight read, but I also like memorized the music, and yeah. But I was bullied. I still remember my senior year. They call out all the students' names. They're like, "Yay!" cheering and stuff. My senior year, no one cheered. They called my name. The only ones who cheered were the major that I was going into. Some of them were actually in the audience, and they clapped for me. So. Yeah, I'm a very quiet person. I keep to myself. Band, I mean, there were some people bullying, just, just talk about me. I just kept myself, kept going. I go to college. I didn't go there that many years, but I will. I did, but yeah. Went to college. I had a sexist teacher, two of them to be exact. This one guy talked about. Alright, so I wanted to be um, a federal air marshal, police officer undercover in the planes. That's what I wanted to do. At first, I wanted to be a state trooper, and then I was leaning more to a federal air marshal. I can't do that now, but I'll explain to that why. But that's what I wanted to do. So you have a lot of sexist people about, female being police officers. It's just what I like doing. I had an aunt. She passed away in 2005 with cancer at her jaw, but she was a police officer. She's the one who got me into the field. Like, yeah, I'm afraid of heights, but I could force myself going down the steps. I learned over, like, for years I can force myself to go down the steps. Elementary, I wasn't okay with it. High school, I was fine with it. I can just force myself. And then my balance started getting a little bit better. So, but no, I looked up to my aunt. I wanted to be, a police officer. I looked into it. I understood, stairs, heights are probably going to be in the way, and like go and like. But I was like, what, I can do it. I had two teachers of mine just look at me, knowing that I have, a disability, and they're like, you can't become a police officer. Plus, I had this one guy. He's now a judge. Go in front of their class, say, back then we didn't have female officers. Now that we do, nothing gets done. And those were his exact words. And the end of the school year, I was the only female in that class, and I kept people telling me, "Sam, you got to get out of that class. He's not gonna." And I did good on all the tests. I turned in all the homework. He fails me, and I go to him like, you failed me. He's like, oh, I got rid of all your papers already. I don't know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I did really good. I had to take the class over again. I got an A in that class. So there was another teacher. He gave me a C or something. And I'm like, how am I getting C's? And so when I decided not to take those teachers again, I took a whole bunch of online classes just to avoid those teachers. Yeah, I got A, B's. I got a couple C's, you know. But, no, like, I knew which teachers to take. But it was just like, really? You know. But when they looked at me and told me that I was never going to become a police officer, they told me this. And yeah, I know I'm not a police officer. I know I'm not. 5 years ago, I had a concussion. No, this is another bully, I guess you can say. When I went to college, I met a group of these guys that I played online games with. Not anymore. I don't even talk to them. Most of them are dead. They were on the news. They were in a gang shooting, whatever. I really don't know, like, yeah, but I looked and I'm like, oh, they're dead. Oh, you know, or like back when they were in college, they were normal. They weren't like what they are now. Uh, I considered one of the guys a really good friend of mine. Not anymore. I don't know. He's not even a friend anymore. I don't think he ever was. I think, but they hacked the crap out of me. I didn't know they after college. They kind of like stalked me. They went to my work. Um, they hacked out of my. They took money out of my bank account. I mean, this is. I don't know if you want to consider this bullying or harassment, but they put a keylogger on my computer, so whatever I typed, they could see. They were hackers. They came to my house. They beat the crap out of me. Police did nothing. But yeah, I ended up. I was hit with a crowbar. The guy who hit me, I finally figured out who he. Well, a couple years ago, I found out who he was. I read his shirt, and I was like, "What does that mean?" I looked it up. His picture comes up on Facebook. He was a rapper, and I knew that wasn't his real name. I typed that name, found his real name, typed that real name, his real name in, and then it came up that he was in a shooting. 2 guys shot, 1 dead, and he's the one who died. Then I didn't know him, but he was friends of the guy I was friends with. But they constantly stalked me, harassed me online. It was bullying online. I stayed off of social media for a year, 3 years. Like I think like a year, like on certain social medias, maybe 3 years for something else. But I just I was in a dark place. I don't consider myself. I wasn't like depressed. I don't know. But I am so much better now, like that part. But yeah, there's a lot of things that happen. I'm a person that I trust people too easy. I'm a nice person. I'm very laid back, chilled. I don't really trust people anymore. I have a trust issue with people. But yeah. But anyway, with that concussion I had, I do now stutter. When I work really fast, I start doing this. I do like the tick thing. The trigeminal nerve is inflamed. They don't know why. I see a doctor every year about it. They checked to see if the or it's inflamed. If it's down, it's still inflamed. But it's really weird. I work really fast and it go like that, and I'm like, no. And then I'll stutter, and it's like, no. And then it's like something else people can make fun of me, you know. And that's what's happening. All right, so I'm talking about work. I have, well, three jobs that I've had, I've been harassed. The first guy, I did security. I absolutely love the job. I wasn't there for that long at all. The guy would follow me around, and I reported him the second day, and the boss is like, oh no, he's just joking with you. I did the right thing. I turned him in. He would follow me around, call me weak. There was other things he called me. I don't really. I guess it's good. I don't remember all the names that he called me, but I see his face. It's like, you know. But I remember I had to learn how to punch in my card to, get paid type thing, and I didn't know how to punch in. And I asked him if he could teach me how to do it. Didn't know him, and he looked at me. He looked at me up and down. He says, "Oh, you're the new security girl." I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, my name's Samantha." And he's like, "I don't believe girls should be security." And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, that's nice. Can you teach me how to like punch in?" And he did teach me how to punch in. And I kind of thought I was gonna have a problem with this guy, but I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I think I was on the first floor, and I was walking around, and he's, looking at clothes. Well, he's working. He wasn't security. He was a cashier, and I think he might have been a manager. I'm not sure, but he was looking, and he kept calling me weak, or he referenced me off a different movie. I can't remember what it was called, but he talked about an officer. I can't remember the movie. He was like talking like this, real quiet. Hi. Then he was pretending I was the police officer. I mean, I do talk, but it wasn't the police officer that police that I wanted to do, and whatever. But I hate that guy. But it was like June 18th? June? I think it was, yeah, June 18th. I'm not going to say the year. It was a Monday, and I was on the second floor walking, and he was following me, and I was just, decide I'm just going to ignore him. So I just ignore him as he was talking, and I was trying, doing my job. Next minute I know, he picks me up and he throws me at the wall. And I burst down crying, but I also looked up and saw there was an HR lady. And she goes in the bathroom. I follow her to the bathroom, and I tell her what's going on. Yeah, she ended up... So the whole story is, she never reported it. She should have had reported it. Found out after the case got closed that I reported to his girlfriend. So, yeah, that was that. I'm not going to get into too detail because I will start crying if I keep talking about that. So I go to this new job, and I'm no longer security. I mean, after I had stopped working there, after that, that's when those guys came to my house and I got a concussion. So my balance is completely off. I cannot even go up and down steps anymore. I can't go up or downstairs anymore. My balance is really messed up. So I can never become a police officer. I can never, do my dream job. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I am okay with it. So I can still work. I can, so I am okay. Although it hurts when I can't do that, I am okay with that. So I go to this assembly job. And I thought, there's no way, I hope I don't get harassed, I get there. I'm a very fast learner. like hands-on material. I'm very fast, and at this job, um, I wasn't even at this job for a whole year. I get full time in like less than 4 months. I'm full time. People there, it takes them like a year, 2 years. Some people there 5 years before they get full time. My dad also worked there at the time. So I get there, I absolutely love the job. Um, I become an operator, I become a trainer. Um, in like, I say the second month I was there, I was having issues with this one guy before I became an operator and trainer. And he started picking on me. He called me the C word. He would go around just making fun of me. He also called me weak, which also that was a issue. He found out that I was harassed before. I never told him, and that I was beat up by a gang, and he made fun of me about that. And that's not a good thing to be made fun of. And I broke down crying. Um, I didn't turn him in right away because I thought, I need hard evidence, because when I had to go through court from that last guy, they deleted all the footage. I didn't have, good evidence, and I thought, I need good evidence before I turn this guy in. So I let him harass me for, or bully me, whatever, for 6 months before I actually said something, because he was finally at my lock, because in the room that we work, there are no cameras. I had to wait until we were outside near our lockers. He harassed me, called me a C word, he went right in my face, and that was the night I reported him. And I no longer worked there because they turned around and they fired me. Because there's no way he would have, bullied you. He's so nice. Last year in October, he was fired. You know why? Because he started harassing someone else. Now they believe me, but they won't admit to it. So yes, I have been harassed. And this guy, he's still harassing me, and he still stalks me. And no police has done anything about it. But when I was being harassed by him, I didn't realize that he was jealous. I found out afterwards he was jealous. We got hired at the same time, but I don't know how long he's actually been working there. So my dad used to work there. So I came in. He worked there for 20 some years, 26 years to be exact. Then when I came, I move up I knew like so many lines and stuff, and I go up, 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 and there's more lines than I knew than him. They shove him in the boxing room, which he didn't like, and I'm like, I don't do the schedules. If you have a problem where you're working, go tell him. No, he'd rather bully me, harass me, whatever you want to call it. He got other people start to harass me, and it was hostile. It was, I I love the job, but the people, it just, I did not like it. These people were like drama, drama, drama. But yeah, I didn't work there anymore because they got rid of me, and then they did get rid of him, because they fired him. But it took them long enough. I found this from a different operator, so that's how I know that information. And then my dad confirmed it with one of his buddies, and it was confirmed. And then I went to this new job where I'm working now. When I first was there, I was like, oh, I like this. And I made a comment that, yes, I was harassed in my last job. And it went around. People know that I was harassed in my last job. Um, nothing happened, nothing bad happened when I first went there. Um, the there was a person from my last job that came to this job I was at now. She's not working there now, and she told people that I was harassed, and she told them the story how I was harassed, and that got around, and I was like, oh great, here we go. And some people were asking me questions about it, and I said, oh, yeah, and I'm like, and then once I found out he got fired, I was like, you know, I told him like, oh, he got fired, because he started harassing someone else, and it was like a relief knowing he was fired finally. But that a job that didn't like they didn't confess though that I was right, and that's yeah. But this job now, again, I became a trainer very early. I am a trainer. The first person I trained, she worked there for like 17 years. I was training her on a line. I signed her off. She knew what she was doing, and she was getting. She would start saying stuff. I told my parents about it, and my mother was like, "That's jealousy. Look at that." I'm looking, and I'm like, "Oh, it is." Because she's like, some people aren't fast learners. Da 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 da. It's right, And I'm like, "You're doing a good job." I didn't know what And, she was signed off, and I was training two other people on packing side, and she starts yelling at me, "Yo, you love drama, don't you? You love reporting on everyone." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Where's this coming from?" "Oh, so she told me that somebody told her this, a rumor about me." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Who's telling you? Oh, if I told you, you would go and it was horrible because I'm here training these new people that just came, new people that I'm training. This is like the second and third person I'm training, and I have her, I'm like, oh my god." And I actually wanted to report her that day, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna let it go. The next day, I'm like, I'm not gonna have this. So I did turn her in, and they did talk to her. They did. I think they wrote her up. I'm not sure. People knew about it that I turned her in. A friend of mine no longer works there. She told me she turns two people in on the other side, and that's what she was talking about. But she thought I was involved with it, and I wasn't involved. And this person, I mean, she's an like I thought she was a nice lady. I really thought she was a real nice lady, and I don't know what happened. I really don't know. I don't know who told who. I don't know, and I still don't understand like what exactly she was mad about. I have no idea. Like I know I wasn't involved, but I get mistreated by her. Um, but because she's been there so long, she has other friends, other coworkers, and so I get bullied by them at work. I get treated horrible at work. I had, uh, so I had, my friend, he's passed away now. We would joke around on sending stuff by mail to each other, just, jokingly, And she heard about that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is what we do." And she's like, "Oh, you gotta send me stuff, you know, get me." And I'm like, I don't know." And she's like, "Oh, it'll be fun." She started sending me stuff, and I was like, okay. And I started sending her stuff, and then she's like, "Oh, you gotta send me these socks. Oh, you gotta." I'm like, "I don't know." And it was around the time my friend was really sick, and we kind of stopped with sending stuff to each other because I just felt it was so wrong because he's the one who started it, and he's the one sick right now, and he might die. And she's like, "Oh, you gotta send this." So I did send her some of these socks that she wanted, and just out of the blue. And then she gets mad at me. Well, why did you say, I told you not to send me this. And I'm like, I'm thinking, hey, you didn't tell me anything. There was no email that told me not to send, because in the email she said, oh, you gotta send me this, you gotta, and I'm like, you know, my friend ended up passing away. She's here, why'd you send me this? And I'm like, I didn't send you that. And I'm like, I didn't send you that. And I love this. So I asked her, the first thing is, somebody sent me a dildo. Yes, a dildo. And I asked her if it was her, because I thought, you know, because my friend is passed away, he's in the hospital, and other people that I know would send that to me. I asked her if she sent it to me. She told me no, and then she's like, did you send me, this deal? And I'm like, no, I didn't send you that. And I thought maybe it's the same person sending us this stuff. And she goes to Facebook and tells people that I sent her this and that I admitted to it. I didn't admit anything. I told you no, it wasn't me. But I love this. I get an email from her saying that she apologized sending me stuff. She apologized sending me the dildo. You heard me, and I still have that email. And I'm like, I'm so, like, I got it late, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna read it. But I thought about it, I don't know, because I have to go find it. But I was just thinking, you're the one who sent it to me, and you couldn't even admit. But she caused so much drama at work that there are a lot of people at work that hate me. And I'm here just like, oh, if they would just know. But you know what? I don't want to cause any more drama. I don't want more drama. Like, I had that email and I'm thinking, I thought about so many times just posting it up there just to reveal her. But then I'm like, I'm not that person. So, like, I did tell my boss about it, that I still have that email and stuff, but I'm not gonna post it anywhere. I'm not gonna, but it makes me mad because I'm like, I actually went to the police about because somebody kept sending me stuff. I find out it was her, and then also it was the guy that harassed me before. And I keep wondering if those two know each other. Like, I don't know, but I know there's a lot of drama in my life, right? But at work, I had people yelling at me or not doing their work, going a little slow, so our numbers were down. So the trainer looks bad. During lunchtime, I sat with a group of people. As I'm going over there to sit down, one girl grabs my chair and throws it to a different table. Yeah, I turned her in for that. I no longer sit with them. I sit with a group of people. And during lunchtime, I sit with another guy, just because he doesn't sit with anyone. And I said, yeah. So during lunchtime, I sit with him, but other people, I just sit with a group of people. They're a lot older than I am, but they don't talk about drama. But yeah, I get harassed now, but I try to ignore it. We're allowed to have the headphones in as we work. I don't have headphones because of the auditory process disorder. But that just will mess everything up, the auditory. But I remember we had to work together. They tried so much not to have us work together, but there's been times now we've been working together. And then she's like, oh, thank God for headphones, So she wouldn't listen, talk to me. And there are times that we have to talk to each other just because of work, And she has that attitude. And, what bothers me the most is, like, I don't know why she became mad. Like, I don't understand. We've been, like, a friend of mine, he's also passed away. He told me to watch out for her. I didn't believe him. He told me that she'll turn on you. If she doesn't have enough tension, she'll make her have a lot of attention. So she has to be center of the attention. And he told me that. And I was like, no, not her. I believe him now. I can't go there and tell him, hey, I believe you now. He's passed away. So I do miss him because he was my signing buddy. I know a little bit of sign language, and I would sign to him a lot. And yeah, oh, it's just crazy. But yeah, I'm still getting harassed at work. Just little things. It's not. It's like, it's, and people look at you like, did you do this? And I'm like, no. And all I'm thinking is, you told me you didn't send this to me, but in this email it says you sent it to me and you apologized to me. And then I'm thinking, there's other people at work that have gotten things, and I have a feeling it's her. But I also have a feeling it could be a couple friends of mine that live out of state. They started getting stuff in the mail, and they went to their police, and they said it was a white male. They were wearing a mask, so they can't really identify him. They said it was a white male. Like, and they said he was at Saxonburg when this happened and mailing the stuff. And if you guys know, when you mail stuff, they don't ask you for your ID. So when they told me what this guy looked like, I'm like, oh, it sounds just like him. And it just sounds just like him. Or, I mean, they told me about this handwriting, and I'm like, I know this guy's handwriting. And when I was shown the card, the writing, I'm like, yeah, that's his handwriting. Like, but they didn't really do anything. Their police didn't do anything about it. And I gave them my local police number, but I never heard anything. I don't know if they actually called. I have no idea. But again, it wasn't, in my state. It happened in a different state. So, and it's weird is I haven't received anything yet. So, I mean, there were people, they were sending me some, like, I have a friend that he passed away, and this is the stuff that he would send me, kind of stuff. He's gone, and this is the stuff I'm getting, and I know my other friends would not, and we agreed not to send anything to each other because, it just doesn't feel right, and yeah, I miss my friends. I really do, the ones that are passed. I really do miss them. But yeah, I'm getting harassed now. People that I thought were, good coworkers, they talk about me. I'll get this notification and it says, like they have my name tagged, and it's like, you guys, I took a screenshot of it, and I was like, you know what, for proof, so I have screenshots, proof, of what these people were talking to me, and I showed that to my boss. I was like, this is the stuff that's going on. This is the stuff I come here and it's, I don't, yeah, I am turning them in because I don't want to be harassed. I want this to stop. But I've noticed turning them in, because turning them in, the problem's even worse. And so every day I go to work, it's like I have this like distance away from these people. I don't, want to talk to them. And the boss, they said to me that they believe the only reason that they're harassing me or bullying me is they're jealous. They said a lot of people here are not as fast as me, don't pick up as fast as me. There's some lines I got signed off on the day that I was getting learned, like they were teaching me. I got signed off completely. Yeah, there's like paperwork. I mean, I got signed off that day or that week. you know. So, yeah. I am a fast learner. Um, the only reason I became a trainer is I know a little bit of sign language, and if we ever get someone who's deaf, I could train them, and it wouldn't, like, I think would be better, you know, if I trained them, because I know a little bit of sign language, I know how to get across to them, they know how to talk to me, they have any questions. So that's like the reason I became a trainer. It's like I understand things, I pick up things. I've already trained, I believe, a total of 6 people. 6 people, um, 3 people on 2 different lines. But but yeah, it's not fun being bullied. It's not harassed or sexual harassment. I mean, all those, I think that's considered bullying because it's, you know, people are picking on you. You don't want that stuff, and they just keep doing it to you. Um, it's crazy. It's like, you know, I've been bullied my whole life. I've been harassed my whole life. I've been sexual harassed my whole life. You know, it's not fun. Um, but I'm strong, and I keep going. And how I look at it, it can't get worse. There's no way it can get worse. I mean, it's 2020, but I don't I don't believe it's gonna get worse. It has to get better. It has to be. If you are bullied, you know, and you want to talk, please talk to me. You can message me. I'll message you back. I am a very chill person. I'm laid back. I'm a nice person. Um, I'm a nice person. I am. I am a nice person. A lot of people that talk to me, they're like, you know, you're very chill. You're laid back. I'm like, yeah, I am a laid back person. Yeah, I don't really stand up to myself. Like stand up and say something. I'm very quiet. I am very quiet. I am. Um, if you get to know me more, like more, I do start to talk more. But yeah, I'm a quiet person. So don't bully people. Don't harass people. Be treated the way that you want to be treated. Thank you guys for watching my video. Bye guys.